A very good morning, Mark. Here it's Wednesday, September the 24th, 7:45 Eastern. That's 11:45 GMT. US session about to get underway. Let's have a look how the market stands this morning. And there's the US dollar index for starters, and a strong start to the day. Bounced up off this support, which we know is a strong support, 96.84. We've seen it tested before. Sellers unable to break lower, and buyers stepped in and bounced up off this support level, and resistance sitting at 97.37. Strong start to the day from the US dollar, and now about to test this resistance level, which index hasn't been able to break through easily over the last few weeks. And if I zoom in on the hourly as the US session gets underway, you can see that buyers are looking to test this level. If there's going to be a reversal from the strong start, strong US dollar, we'll see sellers step in at this level to try and bring it down. But for starters, definitely strong US dollar. Let's have a look at the S&P. Sold off yesterday, some profit taking yesterday, a gap up to start today, and slight gain on the futures market. It's still a good hour and a half plus until Wall Street opens up, but a positive start so far. There's the small green candlestick. If I zoom in and put my resistance and support levels, although it's still very early. I've got 6,711 acting as support so far, and I've got resistance at 6,728. We'll see if demand continues through when the US session opens up, and then Wall Street, or a continuation of yesterday's sell-off. And note the double top yesterday, which is a strong reversal sign. Let's have a look at gold. And gold continuing higher today, has tested resistance 3,778, slightly under yesterday's new record high. I've got support at 3,752, a gap higher to start on the front foot, and no sell-off at this point. We'll see with the US session opening whether buying continues, whether buyers can test and break through this intraday resistance, or if there's going to be some kind of a turnaround, which would be based, I believe, on the US dollar. But interesting that even though the US dollar is rallying like it is this morning, and it's been so strong, still no real sell-off in gold, showing just how resilient gold is at this point. Let's have a look at the Brent oil chart. I've got the daily. Carrying on from yesterday, strong push higher again today, and in so doing, testing this descending trend line again. I've got support today at $66.80. I've got resistance at $67.68. We'll see if buyers can maintain above this descending trend line and then break this intraday resistance here and get higher, looking up at the 68 level. If sellers are going to step in, a bounce down off this resistance back below the descending trend line, and sellers would be looking down at support sitting at $66.80. Let's have a look at Bitcoin today, fighting back after a sell-off the last few days, strong downtrend. Went a little lower today, much earlier Asian session, but you can see how it has fought back. I've got support at 111,000, and I've got resistance at 113.1, so roughly a $2,000 range for now, but certainly looking strong going into the US session and testing this 113,100 resistance. We'll see that on the hourly. There you can see strong push higher Tough level to break through. You can see that going back yesterday, the last 2 days, how it has struggled. Buyers have struggled to break and maintain above this 113,000, but buyers are testing that right now. If there's going to be a turnaround and we see sellers step in, might well be off this area, and they'd be looking back down at the 111,000 support. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I'll see you at the end of day.